Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about making money, trading, and some farm routes I'm going to show you to facilitate both of those things. And this is going to include anything that's just not inside the PvP areas of Deep Desert. So for those of you that are wondering where the trade post is, you either fly to Arakeen or Harko village from the world map once you have an ornithopter, and you'll go inside and look for the coin sign and go in there, and the trader will be inside, as well as kind of a bank where you can store both your money and different items. At lower levels, before you have an ornithopter, you can get here from any trade post as well. It'll cost you 2,500 Solari, and you have to have your money in inventory, and you can bring it here to store. In just 2 days of trying out the market with pretty minimal time invested, I made over 1 million, and it's still rolling. I spent a few days finding out what is selling, what doesn't sell, and what is best to keep farming for selling. Now again, I can cover some more things for the Deep Desert area and beyond in another video. It's just a bit more PvP focused. Let me know in the comments though if you wish to see that, and I'll get to that sooner than later. But for now, let's jump into today's subject. First off, I'll start with trading. It's very underrated, and it's a very easy way to make money right now. Like I said, my gold over 1 million, this is purely just from selling, trading. I'm not really buying and selling. I'm sure there's some money to be made there, but this is purely me just selling things I had either laying around or things that I found sold, and I started to farm some of them. Certain items I've kept as well while I'm farming, and it's just build up my inventory and supply for certain armors and certain guns that I wanted. Only a limited portion of people are even using the market today. If you are a newer player watching this, there's definitely some easy weapons and gear on here too that you can get depending on your server environment. More people are joining the market each day, and hopefully competition will drive prices down. Now, getting in early is always good for easy cash, so let's talk about what is selling. For starters, vehicle parts are selling very high for me and very quickly. And I mean the spare busted ones you can get. You can get these from testing stations pretty commonly. Now, I'm selling Mark V ones. They're preferred, and if you don't know, these can be attached to your Mark III vehicles. For example, it is in your best interest to go and buy a Mark V buggy ray that can harvest materials on your Mark III buggy. This will help you progress much faster. And while you're at it, you can buy a trunk, carry a lot more space. These two items are selling very high for me, upwards of 100k. But I expect that price will drop down a bit after this video comes out and people start selling them a bit more. Thrusters and storage as well for ornithopters. They're very easy sells. I don't sell them as much, and I get a lot of them when I've run through facilities, so it's just an easy thing to flip. Now I'm going to show you where to get lots of uniques as well. I've sold, for example, about 5 sniper rifles for 80k through Fear's Best. This is the Mark V sniper rifle. You actually get 2 of these from different quests as well. But my farming route is getting a lot of these. Triple shots are easy to sell, and I could maybe mark them up to like 80 to 100k, but you can buy these from the merchant, so some people don't know and they're just on here buying things. There's less desired weapons like advanced Karpovs. I'll sell them cheaper, like 30k. These prices keep dropping, but again, my goal is to just sell things. You want to be the cheapest price, undercut, and move these products, especially if you're able to farm these things. If things sell really fast, you just bump the prices up a bit. I recommend using 3 days on these traders for sell time. If it doesn't sell then you need to move the price accordingly. You can easily sell mercenary used gear as well. I did this at first just to see how quickly these things would go. Frankly, a lot of lower level players could pop in here and buy them. They just don't know. But I simply don't have the slots now to sell them anymore. I think you get like 20 slots, I want to say. You know, and I put them at like 5k, and some of them did sell, but again, it's just not worth the space for me when I have lots of other uniques to sell. And when you first come to the market, you'll see on here, there are a lot of insane people that are selling things for like 300,000 or 500,000. They're just kind of insane listings, and I imagine a lot of these things aren't selling. Maybe something here or there sells, but it's quite a lot of money, and if people have that much money, they probably know it's a stupid price to buy at. You should keep in mind when you're selling on here, you do have to pay a listing fee. So that pretty much covers the auction house and trading at a higher level. Find what's missing on your market, find some holes and some good pricing, and hit them. Vehicles are great. You can even sell things like the thermoelectric coolers or whatever, different consumables or something that might be missing, whatever. Try to find stuff and pick them out. I'm going to show you some routes now where you can get some uniques, and they, for the most part, are pretty easy sells, and I think they will be for the next few weeks. So let's take a look at that. If you have a base up north, like I do with an ornithopter, sometimes I hit these points. We are interested in just Mark V locations, and I'm going to give you them real quick. You have the Aegis up here, and the Passage of Artemis. I generally don't hit these too much, but I might hit this on the way out if I was to run this route. These two will have quick recipes in there. For the purposes of the video, I will show you the 5 I hit. They're pretty close together though. It's not those two, it's these 5 down here. I have the Beast's Claw first. This is the first point I'll hit, Misatriel. And you'll float down and hit a facility. It's a mirror copy of that at the edge of Acheron. That's your second point. The third one is the Wreck of Delphi. And then we're going to shoot just over here to Shaitan's Grotto. For these two, you have to have a radiation suit on. So I'll show that. I'm going to do a quick little video of each of these. And then lastly, the Wreck of Euphoria. These are your 5. And 4 of those are PvP areas. The 2 way up north are also PvP areas. You can get in and out of them really quickly though. For the most part, you can either park outside, or in some of them, you would land and I would just pick your vehicle up and go inside. You're not likely to encounter PvP, and if you're really against it, you can probably get away, especially just keeping on Bindu Sprint and Shigawire. If someone really tries to engage you and you don't want to, just keep Holtzman on, and it's not too hard to just maneuver away from people. That's my recommendation, but you are going to encounter a lot of PvP areas. Let's jump into what they look like, and I'll show you the routes. They're real quick to get in and out of. All right, the first two, the Beast Claws and the Edge of Acheron, are identical setups. You can just simply land on the front or the side. You go inside, there's a pretty big central room, and there's a desk in the back. Now here, there were no mobs up, so I'm just walking and picking it up. You have one big chest up top, you drop downstairs, and there's a loot chest downstairs. But in both these cases, there usually are mobs up. Sometimes they're fighting other mobs that are invading them. They're pretty easy to clear. There's like 2 you'll have to kill in this main room. The rest of them you can just run by and loot. If you have a Holtzman shield on, you can literally just run in and loot and move through it though. As long as it's like a Holtzman 4 or above and you have a decent energy pack, you're good. And again, once you clear Beast's Claw, you just shoot over to the Edge of Acheron. Same exact base setup. Remember, these are both PvP areas, so you can either just pack your vehicle up or park it just outside, depending how quick you want to be and how resistant to PvP you might feel. Now for this one, the Wreck of Delphi, remember, we want to have a radiation suit on. I land on the top and I just pack the vehicle up. This one's very dark, so you want a flashlight. You should have one hopefully at this point in the game. You drop in, and the trick here is just go northwest. You'll see I go into the northwest corner. There's a little vent here. You pick this up, you just backtrack right back out with your ID band, and then you jump up top, continue west, northwest, and you'll see the shield. Once you do it once or twice, it'll be pretty easy to know exactly where you're going. Very quick. You'll come in here, you're able to loot something, and the door is just out to the side. In this case, we got a Thufir's Best, which I ended up selling this for 80k. We had a Jolt Knife at the last place, and I flipped that for 70k. All right, the next point is Shaitan's Grotto. This one is not a PvP area, but pretty straightforward. You're just going to land here. There's an open tunnel outside. The way I advise doing this is just hug left. You stay left, you go all the way back to what looks to be one of the Fremen sites, maybe a future quest place, I don't know. And a lot of these rooms, there are always hidden chests in the back right corner. Additionally, there's a lot of micro sandwich fabrics here, so these are really good if you want to stock up on them. You will have enough to always make at least level 2 heal kits, as well as you will get some unique recipes here. Lastly, we have the Wreck of Euphoria. Make sure you put your armor back on for this. You can do that while you're flying, because this again is a PvP zone. You'll encounter 3 enemies here, pretty easy. Just move in, kill these guys, and then we'll have a chest inside to the right. The way a lot of these chests have worked after doing a few of these runs is it seems you get certain items per week. And next week, there will be a different set of items. And beyond that, I get plenty of Sentinel armor as well. So if you do this for a day or two, you will always have enough for a full set of Sentinel armor across the board in every piece, light and heavy. So this is a great way to get above average armor and not really be in fear if you happen to lose it maybe in the deep desert or whatever. If you get eaten by a worm, you'll always have enough for more here. If you really want to power through these runs as well, you can Switch Sietch on your server. And the way this is working is you can pack up your ornithopter, log out, go to the login screen, switch to a different Sietch within your world or server. When you do that and log in, you will always appear at Griffin's trade post. And from here, you can just summon your ornithopter, be on your way, and repeat your run at another location. Now, those are my tips for Hagga Basin. Before we're done, I want to show you this is the deep desert. For those that might be unfamiliar or a little scared to hop in here, everything in the A sector is PvE. Even though there are a lot of PvP areas at any of these wrecks, these are PvP. However, the Imperial testing stations are not. These are not PvP, and in fact, players do clear them a lot. And there happens to be one worth mentioning. At least in my environment, my server, I have never seen anything in A3. This Imperial testing station is just always empty. So as soon as you get an ornithopter, you could come here, and there happens to always be a lot of vehicle parts at this testing station. So you can come here and you will again get Mark V gear in all these sectors. You can hit these PvP shipwrecks as well. They're quite easy. But beware of PvPers at these shipwrecks. People will come and jump you, but it's worth learning these. And again, it is not super difficult to get out. You keep your shields up, you stay aware, and never park your vehicle inside the shipwreck zone. But to reiterate again, all of these Imperial testing stations are not PvP in the A sector. It's not until you go over the wall. And again, I may do a separate video for that, and we can talk more about that for some people that may want to engage it. But solo players and such, you can all come here and hit these Imperial testing stations. You'll get a lot of decent uniques here, and they will be different than the ones in South Hagga Basin. They will also be Mark V, but you'll get other things here, like you might get unique flamethrowers or unique Vulcan rifles. There's different sets of gear in different areas. So it's worth coming here, and you can also pick up a lot of intel points at these Imperial testing stations. And I believe they reset each week, and you can come get new intel. So again, good to make the rounds on these. And that pretty much wraps things up for money making, trading, and then farming routes. Hit the deep desert for the vehicle parts, and they do sell well, and you'll get plenty of uniques. The Hagga Basin route is very fast, very efficient. I showed you that takes like 10 minutes to do, and I made like $250,000 off the clips that you saw there and selling that stuff. Again, some prices will go down, some of these won't. Prioritize vehicle parts and cutter rays, especially handheld cutter rays, buggy rays. Like those things are going to stay for the next few weeks until everybody kind of has them. They're going to be in high demand, and not everybody has Mark V cutter rays. And if they don't, being able to buy it at an affordable price really saves them a lot of time. So as more people learn to go there, more people pick it up, there's a lot more opportunity happening. But let me know your thoughts and questions, what you want to see next. Hopefully this helps. Make sure you subscribe, and you'll get videos like this early, and you can jump in and start making money before the market starts to dip, which it inevitably will. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I look forward to seeing you next time. We're about to hit 30K subscribers, so I appreciate all the new subscribers that are pouring in. I've been having a lot of fun getting back into YouTube, and I look forward to getting some more videos out to you this week. I'll see you then. Take care.